Hi, I'm Harold Hansen with Healing Free Dog School in Eugene, Oregon, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a follow-up video in response to some of the comments that some of you made regarding my first video about the dangers of relying on food for your dog's safety when you're doing your training. So I want to thank both Stephanie and Rachel for their comments, and I certainly agree with you that you can use a number of positive reinforcers. You can use treats, you can use petting, you can use tone of voice, you can use play, you can use body language. So there's not just one thing that works. But in fact, I met a very famous movie trainer who trained movie dogs, and he said that he used everything. He uses a bunch of different things. He would use treats, he would use clickers, he would use play and toys and all kinds of things. So I realized that there are other ways of doing things. One of the reasons why I don't use treats is that I teach in a school gymnasium, and the school is pretty strict about us not having food in there, so I'm sure if when the kids come in to throw basketballs around or whatever they do in the gym, they're probably not going to be wanting to smell dog food or treats. So I don't use treats. Another thing is treat training is usually linked with clicker training, and because I have group classes and there may be 12 dogs in a room in a big gym, and I would not want to have to listen to clicking a whole lot, so that's why I don't use clickers. I certainly agree that you can misuse, as Stephanie mentioned, you can misuse any kind of reward. For example, if a dog is barking and you're petting the dog, then the dog is, and you're telling the dog be quiet, what's the message the dog is going to think is the most important? The dog's going to think, well, you're blah blah blah, but yeah, I don't know if that really matters that much. What really matters is you're making really good contact and I'm happy you're petting me. So we want to kind of think of this concept of what you pet is what you get. And I made a very short video, it's called Pet at the Right Time, because what you get, what you pet is what you get. So you can check that one out. It's on the Healing Free YouTube list. As far as teaching the dog the concept of leave it, that's a very, very interesting idea. We all kind of think that if we tell the dog no, the dog should understand no, or leave it, or whatever word that we use to say don't be doing that. And I had a very, very interesting experience with a couple of young women who had a dog that was that had chewed their stereo speakers. And in my book, The Dog Trainer's Guide to Parenting, I included a chapter about that because there are actually 3 meanings of the word no. There may even be more, but there are 3 that I'm aware of, and I'll explain those on the video, the 3 meanings of the word no. So that's something that I'm going to be posting shortly. And I certainly agree with you, Stephanie, that dogs don't always want to please. This is something that a lot of people will tell you, and I remember I had a gentleman call one time whose Doberman bit his child in the head, and he said, oh, I can't understand it. I thought dogs wanted to please. And I thought, well, I'm not sure how you can kind of fit that, your dog biting your child in the head, with the dog wanting to please you. And I thought of some examples, some other examples. For example, my first dog got killed by a car because I didn't know what I was doing when I got him. It was my first dog, and sadly he did get killed by a car. And I'm sure he didn't think, well, I'm going to go make Harold happy by going in the middle of Hilliard Street and getting killed. There are other things that dogs do. They pee on our carpet. They're not doing that to please us. And there are, for example, they'll chew on your sofa. So I think we can kind of realize that dogs don't always want to please. Our trick, I think, is to get them to realize, here's what we want you to do, and this is a better experience than what we don't want you to do. So you can be happy, and your dog can be happy too. And I think regardless of what training techniques we use, eventually we want our dogs to be reliable, and we want our dogs to respond to us whatever method we're using. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll check out the other two videos, the 3 meanings of the word no, and what you pet is what you get, or pet at the right time. So, username is Healing Free, HeelingFree, and I'm Harold Hansen with Healing Free Dog School in Eugene, Oregon. Thanks for watching.